I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 348. Questioner. There are times when persons and things take on a vague, almost transparent form, as in a dream. One ceases to observe them as from outside, but is passively conscious of their existence, while not actively conscious of any kind of selfhood. There is a deep quietness in the mind. Is it, at such times, ready to dive into the self? Or is this condition unhealthy, the result of self-hypnotism? Should it be encouraged as a means of getting temporary peace? Maharshi. There is consciousness along with the quietness in the mind. This is exactly the state to be aimed at. The fact that the question has been framed on this point without realizing that it is the self shows that the state is not steady, but casual. The word diving is appropriate to the state of outgoing tendencies when the mind is to be diverted and turned within so as to dive below the surface of externalities. But when deep quietness prevails without obstructing the consciousness, where is the need to dive? If the state be not realized as the self, the effort to do so may be called diving. The state may be in that way said to be suitable for realization or diving. Thus, the last two questions in the paragraph are unnecessary. In this dialogue, the questioner describes a state of awareness where he feels detached and peaceful. People and things appear vague and almost transparent, like in a dream. In this state, he is passively conscious of existence, but not actively aware of any selfhood. There is a deep quietness of the mind. He asks if this condition signifies readiness to dive into the self, or if it's an unhealthy form of self-hypnosis, merely offering temporary peace. Ramana Maharshi's response is insightful. He says that the state described by the questioner, a deep quietness of the mind accompanied by consciousness, is the state to be aimed for in spiritual practice. However, Ramana notes that how the question is framed, quote, while not actively conscious of any kind of selfhood, end quote, reveals an underlying inconsistency. It does not reach the depths of knowing the self. This indicates that the state is not yet stable, not fully realized. I think this is how it is for many of us, that we have had some deep experience, but it comes and goes. Reality is always. The self is always. If your experience is less than always, you need to keep practicing. There are vasanas, tendencies that continue to obscure the clarity of realization. At other times, Ramana has said that vasanas are what stand between you and self-realization. These tendencies are what keeps your mind searching outside of yourself into the world, looking for happiness. Ramana explains that the term diving is appropriate when your mind is caught up in external distractions and needs redirection inward. However, in a state of deep quietness where consciousness remains unobstructed, there's no need for such deliberate effort to dive within. You can only dive into the self if you feel you are separate from it. The Maharshi says that this tranquil state isn't consciously recognized as the self, then the effort to realize it as yourself could be considered a form of diving into the self. The Maharshi then addresses the unnecessary nature of the final questions posed by the questioner, asking if this state is unhealthy, like self-hypnosis. Ramana says that once the mind reaches a state of profound stillness without losing awareness, there is no need for deliberate action to dive or explore further. The effortless presence in that quietude itself signifies the readiness for self-realization. Diving in is needed, though, if you don't yet know this as yourself. It's a matter of what you hold as your identity. Ramana Maharshi's response encourages the questioner to recognize that the state described, though a sign of progress in the quest of the self, is not yet fully stabilized. The goal is to sustain this deep quietness and unwavering consciousness, ultimately realizing that this state is not separate from the self. It's a matter of identity, deep self-knowledge. The Maharshi gently guides the questioner towards understanding that when this quietness is really experienced and known as our true natural state of being, the need for deliberate diving disappears, revealing the inherent self, your very self. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. The book, Who Am I with Comments, is my take on these early teachings of Ramana Maharshi. It's available on Amazon, free to Kindle subscribers. A link is in the video notes. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.